When planning a vacation to Europe, some of the first destinations that come to mind will be the teeming cities of Paris, London, or Rome. Each of these metropolises is incredible, but they are far from all that Europe has to offer. By exploring some of the smaller towns across the continent, it is possible to see a more authentic traditional side to Europe. If you're planning an upcoming getaway to the continent, here are just a few of the most beautiful small towns in Europe. Number 10. Monsaraz. Boasting an imposing castle as well as a stunning setting. The hilltop village of Monsaraz is certainly very picturesque. Whitewashed houses contrast delightfully against the greens and browns of the surrounding countryside. As it is located just across from the Spanish border and Portugal, Monsaraz has long occupied a strategic position. As such, everyone from the Romans and Visigoths to the Moors and Knights Templar have ruled over the town at some stage. Number 9. Trogir. One of the best preserved medieval towns in Europe, Trogir stands proudly on the Adriatic coast in southern Croatia. Walls from the 15th century encircle Trogir, and within them, you can stroll through narrow winding streets, see the beautiful Venetian-style cathedral, admire the 15th century town hall, closer to the coast kick back on beautiful beaches, or dine overlooking the clear blue water. Make sure to visit the waterfront fortress, where you can walk on the walls and take in truly spectacular views over the city as well as the coast. Number 8. Lauterbrunnen. Waterfalls abound in Lauterbrunnen. This picturesque valley is home to 72 falls that cascade down the mountains. The most famous of these is Sandbox Falls, which drops nearly 1,000 feet, making it one of Europe's highest waterfalls. The town itself is a jumping-off place for excursions into the nearby region, framed by sheer cliffs and sparkling falls. The valley is a nature lover's dream, with lots of hiking trails, mountain bike paths and rock climbing routes. To explore its outstanding beauty and spectacular scenery, make Lauterbrunnen Valley one of the most memorable places to visit in Switzerland. Number 7. Gordes. From its strategic position on the plateau, overlooking the Lauterbrunnen Gordes is considered one of the prettiest villages in France. It's hard to argue with that since picturesque grey and white stone buildings line the hill to the top. At the top, you'll find a church and a castle. Be sure to check out the bones of little round stone huts that were used by shepherds in ancient times. Another must-see is the abbey where monks make liqueurs and lavender essence. Number 6. Mostar. Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina is famous for its old bridge over the Neretva River. In fact, the name Mostar derives from Mostari, meaning bridgekeeper. The bridge was built in 1556 under the orders of the occupying Ottomans, but was destroyed 427 years later in 1993 by Croat forces during the Balkan Wars, though it's easily reachable on a day trip from neighboring Croatia. To get the most out of your visit to Mostar, the best thing to do is stay overnight. The crowds of day trippers trickle away, and the restaurants high above the river along cobbled streets light up. Number 5. Portree. Off the coast of mainland Scotland is an island chain called the Inner Hebrides, and one of these islands is known as Skye. The capital of Skye is Portree, a remote but beautiful spot overlooking the Loch Portree itself. Getting there is half the fun, particularly if you opt for arrival by ferry. Portree is also known for its brightly colored houses that stand in a row just steps from Shingle Beach and the calm waters of the harbor. Number 4. Marsaxlokk. On the island of Malta is a small but scenic village called Marsaxlokk. This traditional fishing village on the southeast side of the island has an ancient history since the Phoenicians landed here in the 9th century BC. Marsaxlokk has been a popular landing spot for the Romans and Arabs, both anchored in the bay during their reign, as did the Ottoman fleet during the siege of 1565. Today it is a mecca for those who love blue waters and fresh seafood and boating. Aside from its photogenic harbor, lined with colorful fishing boats, it's most famous for several military outposts from World War II. Number 3. Visby. A delightful medieval city, Visby is the capital of Gotland and is one of the most spectacular towns in Sweden. Its web of ancient cobbled streets and alleys is mesmerizing to wander around. Picturesque cottages, beautiful ruins of Gothic churches, and the amazing walls surrounding the old town, which make it an enchanting and picture-perfect city. The stunning St. Maria Cathedral is beautiful to behold, and there are lots of bars and restaurants to stop by once a year. Visby hosts a fun and festive medieval week where the city is awash with medieval costumes and events. Number 2. Cesky krumlov. In the South Bohemia region of the Czech Republic lies Cesky krumlov. This city is a supremely picturesque place to visit. Think orange-tiled rooftops and the pretty riverside of the Vltava River. All flanked by green rolling hills made up of Renaissance and Baroque architecture, the town is overlooked by an impressive 13th century castle. It's a town that should not be missed because of its sheer charm and beauty. Come in summer and stay till the sun goes down to watch the energetic city come alive with bars and restaurants. Number 1. Mykonos town. Whitewashed houses with domes painted in eye-popping blue, ancient wooden doors old stone lanes, and vines of purple flowers. Mykonos town is a picture of Cycladic architecture. It's easy to walk around the center of the island's capital on foot, as much of it is close to traffic. The town has grown cosmopolitan and culture. The beach is scattered with eateries and deck chairs. Whilst designer boutiques, art galleries, and souvenir shops sell their goods to tourists venturing into firm land from the visiting cruise ships.